Excuse you. We were in the middle of a conversation, okay?
I'm sorry.
So, welcome everyone to episode 3 of Meet the Peeps. Today we have Una with us. So, without me introducing you for you, why don't you tell us about yourself, who you are, what do you do?
See how easy it is? You just make the other person constantly talk, okay? So my name is Una Pašić Gregović. I'm an RIT alum 5 years now, I guess. And what I do is actually not something you often hear from people who finish our college. So I finished international business with concentration in marketing and management. I am a birth and a postpartum doula, a birth educator, a lactation consultant, and a nutritional consultant. I have my own brand called Unabridged. I have a blog, I have a web shop, I have about 5 products I sell that are soon gonna be much more, but I'm not really sure how much I'm allowed to share today. I also write columns and texts for different like online magazines and actually like real life magazines, about 5 or 6 of them. And I do a lot of things in between. So I'm mostly focused on being an educator, and I do have my workshops, I do have my online workshops, I do go around on different festivals and similar things, so holding kind of TED Talks, let's put them that way. And that's what I actually do. So I'm completely focused on new parents, motherhood, babies, and something that somebody wouldn't actually really think of in terms of it's an actual business that I run. And I have been running for the past 3 years.
That actually just sounds like it's a part of the world, like, I guess you don't consider.
Yeah.
Unless you have kids.
Exactly.
I guess.
Exactly.
So I didn't consider it at any point in my life. But how did that like come to be? How did we get to that being a business as opposed to just being something that you needed or wanted?
By becoming a parent. Literally, when I got pregnant with my first child, so I'm a mother of 2 boys, I realized that you can't really find a lot of things in this region, not only in the country, but kind of in the region. Even Europe as a whole is kind of lacking, especially when you look at online stuff. Everything is mostly US oriented. And it was really hard for me to kind of find all the information I wanted and the support I wanted in that period of time. So then I kind of started educating myself to become that kind of support for myself. And I realized that it's what I love doing. So I love working with women, I love working with young couples, I love working with babies. And it's something that I really felt extremely passionate about. And once I started, I couldn't imagine doing anything else in my life, even though I was working in event management and like project management. And I was like, now that I know this exists, I can't go back. So it was just a matter of, okay, how do I turn this into something that me and my family can live from and benefit from? So it was kind of like a classic story of becoming a parent, finding your passion, and then trying to figure out how to make it into a business. It's not really that groundbreaking, but here in Croatia, it can definitely be challenging.
Yeah, I mean, not every new business has to be groundbreaking. It's more of a finding a niche where you fit in, right? So just right off the bat, for this entire podcast, I know next to nothing about childbirth and childcare and young couple therapies. Or
it would be very strange if you did.
Right?
Very strange if you did.
So I will try not to ask the stupidest questions, but I probably will.
Well, look at it this way. Most people who are probably going to be watching the podcast do not know a lot about this either, so maybe your questions are going to give them the insight they need.
Possibly.
If the question is really, really, really stupid, maybe we can edit it out.
Yeah, fair point. See, you're getting how this works. I like it. So you said you're a doula.
Yeah. You got the correct pronunciation. That's already really good. Really
What's
good.
a doula?
Okay, so a doula is an educated, certified, I would maybe call it even assistant / coach / educator that helps mothers through pregnancy with information, prepping them for birth. We also often go to women on the births. So I also used to go to a lot of births. Now, not so much because my younger son is 3 months old. So, I'm taking a bit of a hiatus. And then in postpartum, so postpartum is the 6 weeks after birth. We come, we help the mom, we teach her about baby handling, childcare, breastfeeding, anything she really needs help with. We're kind of what my friend calls, I don't know how to say this in English, joker zovi. It's the kind of it's the person you call when you're not sure what to do.
The helpline.
Yeah, it's the helpline. And we all kind of cover a broad spectrum of things, but a lot of us have very specific let's say, concentrations we go into. So I went into breastfeeding and nutrition. That's kind of my biggest love in this kind of sense. So I also help women with nutrition, pregnancy, nutrition, postpartum, but also in nutrition with babies. When babies start eating at about 6 months of age, I also help them with that, introducing solids. And I also help with breastfeeding. So I'm kind of, from the moment you found out you were pregnant till about your kid is 2, I am your go-to person.
All right, that makes sense. So, how long does your, I'm gonna call it a program.
Okay.
Effectively help with kids, like until what age of the child? Like, well, is there like a hard limit? Or like your kid's 5 now, we have nothing more to tell you, or? Well,
there isn't a hard limit because there's also something you can always share, especially if you're a mother, so you have kind of your experience. And
yeah,
I tend to read a lot. Anybody who went to college with me in my generation can attest to that. So yeah, definitely there's not really an age limit, but I kind of do wrap up my consultations at about the age of 1.5. This is kind of the age where I feel most comfortable in giving actual, like very, very specific, specialized information that I feel very comfortable in giving him because I see myself as a specialist in the field. After that, it can be more of a relaxed kind of communication in that sense.
So after that, it's more like a, hey, should I do this or that?
Yeah, like a short consult as opposed to an actual, let's say, program or something we're going through,
All right. It sounds like it could be very, very helpful to have someone who knows what they're doing telling you what to do.
Yeah. You know what I honestly think it helps most with is eliminates the noise. Because in today's day and age, you have so many sources. You have so many things to read on the internet, magazines, books, podcasts, TikToks, Instagram. Everybody is sharing this really like unnecessary amount of information, of which a lot of it turns out to be wrong, misinformation.
Yeah.
And as a new parent, you're already overwhelmed by everything. And just having a person you trust and who has this education behind them and who can then filter the information for you in a way that makes sense for you and your family is really a time saver, which in being a parent is a lifesaver.
Yeah. I remember when you said noise, I just remembered like 8 or 9 years ago, there was a brand, I think it was a startup thing. They made baby wipes from recycled parenting books.
That's actually cool. I kind of like that.
And the entire campaign was like a young mom with a baby, you know, like in a stroller walking down the street, and everyone just throwing advice at her and hitting her with books.
Yeah.
And then she basically just said, take that and shove it up, you know where, and then you realize it's literally made for shoving it up there.
Well, I hope you don't shove diapers up anything. But
obviously.
Yeah. To hold excrement, that I could see that campaign, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, having your own business is the most exciting project work-wise you have. I guess.
I can even top that. Not only do I have my business, I actually have a company started with my husband, who is also an RIT alum, IT. So having your husband and the father of your children be your business partner.
That sounds pretty good. Or a hostage situation, depending on your relationship.
Depending on the day. I'm going to say depending on the day if I'm going to be completely honest. But it functions and it's going really great. So, yeah.
So you mentioned you have some more stuff coming down the line. So I'm not going to pry into that too much. Do you have anything else you're working on that you want to announce, tease? Or just explain?
Well, I have a bunch of things. Like some I talk openly about, some I'm kind of keeping a secret. The things I talk openly about is very soon I'm kind of putting out these extensive online courses for birth prep and then postpartum prep and breastfeeding prep. They're going to be the first of this type in not only the whole region, but actually in Europe. And they're going to I've been working on it for a year now. So it's really like a lot of love has gone in and a lot of time, and a lot of videotaping and retakes and everything. So that's coming out pretty soon. I'm also writing a book, which is hopefully going to be published by March next year. So that's my bigger project at the moment. As I said, I have a couple of other projects that are already outside. I have affirmation cards. I have an ebook I wrote. So there's a bunch of stuff out there. But the thing I'm excited about the most is actually, since me and my husband have the company together, soon we are going to be launching an educational app for kids. We kind of took what we both love and what we saw our kid needs in this day and age of, you know, screens everywhere. And you kind of want your kid to be accustomed to screens, but you don't want him sitting in front of a TV and becoming a zombie. So we try to find a way to make something that's educational, but also fun for kids, and also really alleviating the guilt for parents for getting their kids screen time. So we came up with this app we've been working on for the past year and a half, and it's coming out soon, so that I'm very excited about. And, you know, there's a lot of other stuff, but we'll see when time comes.
So you've been a busy bee,
yes,
is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we have 3 brands under the company. 2 are coming out this year, and the 3rd one is actually me and what I do. So yeah, it's been fun.
Well, that's awesome. So do you have something you consider a best choice in your career path? I guess starting all of this, right?
I'm going to say quitting my last job.
Okay, so what would you consider your worst career decision then?
My worst career decision? Wow, I'm going to be very big-headed when I say I don't think I've had one. Because even the bad decisions I've made were necessary for me to figure stuff out later on, and I bounced back from every bad decision. I'd say not, I would say not quitting earlier. That would be
that's the spit I was waiting for.
Yeah, that's the biggest mistake I've ever made, is that I gave them 3 extra months that was completely unnecessary of my life, but you know.
Ooh, I know that feeling.
It all came to be what it needed to be, so.
So we're still drilling on about your career. Later on, we'll get into some more non-work related questions.
Lucky me.
Right? So is there something during your entire career path, or this job, or your last job, was there ever something that you didn't expect would happen but did, be it good or bad?
Well, there were a couple of things, obviously. I mean, when I was studying, I worked from like the first day of college, let's put it that way. And I worked a lot in hospitality and event management, and then in the digital agency, where you remember we worked together.
I remember. Fun times.
Fun times, yeah. So I guess I never saw myself going out of the corporate world. I always saw myself very in the corporate system. I always thought I was going to open something of my own. That was kind of been always a dream, but I never thought it would go out of the box of, you know, business. Yeah. You know, I mean, this is business. I can't say it's not, but it's a passion. It's a passion turned into a business. While this was all kind of okay, this is something I'm good at. This is something that there's, you know, room in the market, so I'm going to go in that. I never thought I would actually go outside of that. Another thing was, while studying and because I was always working, I never really thought of myself as in any kind of position that wasn't okay because I'm a woman. You know, you hear about these things all the time. You hear about the glass ceiling, you hear about all of these kind of obstacles women face that men don't. I never really felt that until like I started working, and then when I got pregnant. And I guess
I can imagine that's when it
was
starts.
A real shocker for me, the difference in the way my boss started treating me and the way he changed the job I was doing. And it was very open about trying to push me out without actually openly pushing me out. And I guess I was shocked because I was living in this really, I would say, very, very naive bubble of, you know, I go to a college where people are kind of maybe a bit more open-minded, and I was working jobs that were open-minded and everything. I kind of felt like, this is our fight as women, but I never really felt it on my skin. That was a really big shocker for me, and especially being pregnant and everything that went with it, it was very, very hard for me to like just say out loud, this is not okay, I am not accepting this, this is not the life I want to live, and to make the decision to quit was really, really difficult because in the sense, it's stability, it's financial stability.
It's your livelihood.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have a baby, but I'm at a job position where I'm being really like put down because I'm pregnant.
Yeah, I always found that disgusting, and obviously I haven't felt it on my skin, but having an older sister, right? A couple of years back when she was interviewing for a job in finance, without doxing people, right? Within the first 5 minutes of not just one interview, there was a question of, what about your life? Are you planning a family?
Yeah.
The question they're not supposed to ask as HR.
And even when my sister came home from the interview, and obviously she said at the time, because she wasn't considering anything or thinking that far ahead, she was like, I mean, I'm single right now, so whatever. And then she comes home, you talk over lunch, and I'm like, I'm like 98% sure they shouldn't be asking you that, because it's not their business.
Yeah, but the first time that happens, because it happens, but the first time that happens, you don't even know how to react. Like today, if that happened to me today, I would know how to react, and I would not let that slide.
Yeah.
But I remember my first job interview where that question was asked, and it was asked. I was actually, I just finished college, so I was 22, and I was engaged, and I was just about to get married. And I wasn't pregnant, even though people, assume you are if you're young and getting married. And I was having a job interview, and 10 minutes into the job interview, it was like, oh, what's that ring on your finger? I'm like, oh, it's an engagement ring. Oh, so you're engaged. So you plan to get married. Oh, do you plan to have kids? And I was really confused. I'm like, yeah, but not right now. Like, I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah.
And then she was like, we're looking for someone a bit more long-term. And in my head, I didn't really understand what was going on till I left.
You don't connect the dots.
Yeah, till I left, and I was just like replaying it in my head, and I was like, okay, this was not okay.
That is not okay.
Yeah.
Just the sheer fact that you're put in a position where you have to either lie or make up an excuse for something that is perfectly normal and fine, especially that it doesn't apply for other genders, right? It annoys me.
It is.
It really annoys me.
I think that was the most difficult thing, just coming out of my bubble and realizing that there are a lot more obstacles that I never thought would be. Like I was always in this dream world of thinking, oh no, I work really well, I'm a team player.
Yeah, again, you don't think it would happen just because there's so many things that
it's absurd,
you don't even know it could happen.
Yeah, it seems just absurd. It seems like this thing that always happens to somebody else.
Right.
And then when it happens to you, you're always like, yeah, if that happened to me, I would react like this and I would react like that. And when it happens to you, you're just like, oh my God.
I would assume you're just dumbfounded because you don't believe the sheer audacity
Yeah.
of what is happening.
Oh, trust me, I could have stories, but that is not for this podcast.
All right, just to, and we're probably going to come back to this topic because it's a good topic to talk about. But you mentioned working during college, so both you and I basically worked through the entirety of college.
Yeah.
Is that something you would recommend or advise people to do, or rather, do you think it's a good idea?
I'm going to give an answer that usually annoys most people, and I'm going to say it depends, because it really depends on what kind of person you are. For me, that was the best thing I could have done, because for me, working gave me a sense of experience and kind of self-assuredness I would not have gotten if I would just focused on college, on its own. But then again, there were moments where college was very overwhelming, and working and having college and kind of trying to be your own person and be independent became so overwhelming that I would...
still trying to have a social life?
Yes, yeah. I was burnt out. I was burnt out a lot. It took me a very long time to figure out how to balance, and I'm still learning how to balance, my private life and my work. So I think it really depends on the person and what does that job mean to you. For some people, that job is necessary in order to pay off college or be independent. Yep. For others, it's to be more just eligible on the job market. For some, it's just because they want to work. But honestly, if you're really overwhelmed by college, I think that adding a job there that might not be necessary for existential aspect might just be the tipping point. So I think every person needs to answer that question themselves. And there's also this really difficult thing about working while you're in college, other than trying to figure out the time slots. It's people don't really take you seriously as a student, and it's really hard to find a job that respects the knowledge and the insight you can bring in as a young person studying. I feel like while you're a student, everybody's just like, I'm gonna see how much I can like milk out of this student, because students are full of energy and they're, you know, just really up to work. But then because they're students, you can kind of like downgrade them. I mean, I had the really great opportunity that most jobs I did while I was a college student were really great, and I had really good bosses, but I can't always say everything was always fair.
Yeah, there's been times even after graduating, right, where just the fact that you're younger than the people you're working with. So as a product marketing manager, which by the way, me graduating IT doing marketing is also a fun thing, right?
Hey, I coach women how to breathe while giving birth. You know, you never know where you're gonna end up.
But there are times where us being younger than the room usually just ends up either somehow offending people.
Yeah.
Because why is this young person trying to give proper input into our meeting? We're in our company that we've been working in for decades.
Why are they talking? Why are they talking?
Pretty much.
We've always done it this way.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when I hear, oh, we've always done it this way, that is literally the first thing I want to change.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Same. But I think there's a really big shift happening between all of these like young people starting working and kind of companies still being owned by, well, almost boomers. I'm going to say boomers, you know, that generation.
We can use the
yeah.
boomer word.
No, I don't think it's a derogatory term. It's just a normal term. But I think that, you know, people kind of expect it to be what's after boomers, Gen X.
Gen X.
Yeah, but still most kind of heads of companies are still boomers. And I think that there's this huge just like giant hole that isn't filled between like millennials and Gen Z and between boomers. And I think that it's going to be very fun to see how the kind of workforce palette is going to be changing in the next 5 years.
I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
And I guess there's, I always find it funny when like larger companies try to make a conscious effort to diversify.
Oh yeah. when you know.
Women are welcome.
Yeah. I was at this opening for a company, and they were giving a speech, and they wanted to see how inclusive they were. I'm going to try to translate this into English, and they were like, "We have 30 workers and 15 women." And they were so proud. They stated that with such pride. And they wanted to be like, look how diverse we are. We have women. And it was like, okay, we have these humans working for us and women.
I mean, I've had HR on multiple occasions in multiple jobs try to shoehorn their recruitment pitches into presentations, either for fairs or clients or colleges, right?
Yeah.
And those just end up, when you're an IT company, right? Like a primarily IT company, and people literally say, we welcome women, and a woman reads that, she's not going to assume the girl from HR wrote that. She's going to assume that like a sweaty old bald guy was like,
honestly, the second the company needs to put an emphasis on the fact that they welcome women, for me it's like, this is a red flag. Because
right?
it's just like when somebody says, oh, I'm a gamer girl, or she's a gamer girl, or you're just a gamer. You know, the need to emphasize.
Thank you.
The need to emphasize just tells me that you do make a differentiation.
And especially because I know they don't make a differentiation.
Yeah.
We just don't have. I think we had at that time we had 3 women, and it's just because there aren't that many women in the region in IT yet.
Yeah, but I think that then much more focus should be put into the fact of kind of, I don't know how to, kind of bringing STEM closer to women, in the sense like a lot of women still have the belief that, oh, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Then actually opening up work positions. That's my opinion. Again, I'm not in STEM, so I can't say. But in my opinion, if you have an IT company, especially today, startups that are kind of more youthful, etc., they don't really care about your sex or gender. They care about can you get the job done. So I think it's more about kind of opening up opportunities for girls and women to go into STEM to start with.
Yeah, which is, I think, I'm trying to think back to my undergrad days, but I think RIT's always done a decent job at that, because there's obviously there were always more guys than girls in class in IT, but it wasn't like a 10-to-1 ratio, right? It was like 10-to-4.
Yeah, I think your generation was even better than ours. I think your generation was kind of more of a boom, let's say.
Yeah.
With that, but it definitely is getting better. But yeah, whenever I see a company kind of put that in the headlines, you know, we welcome women, but as opposed to what you don't, like, you know, like it sounds really forced and really hilarious in the sense like, let's really force this as this diversity is our pitch, you know.
It's sad.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to some more questions about you.
Okay.
So
I'm deflecting pretty well, but okay.
Hey.
Hey.
So what occupation, other than obviously what you are doing, would you like to try or are planning on trying? Or
well, other than becoming an author and the 2 brands that are coming out now, so I guess I can say CEO. No, I'm just joking. One of my wishes that I hope is going to kind of be like a, I don't know, maybe early a retirement plan or something. I've always wanted to have like my kind of bespoke either kind of cafe or like a little, not even going to say hostel, but more like a boutique hotel. That's always been my dream ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to have
I was just worried for a second you were going to say like bespoke candle shop or something.
No. I mean, I do make candles sometimes. I like DIY.
Making candles is fun. I tried it once.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Less fun when you're not artistically inclined, but
definitely.
It's still fun.
But yeah, I'd like to have like a boutique hotel or maybe a couple of small boutique hotels in Croatia. That was always kind of my retirement plan. Something, I love hospitality, and even though it's not technically what I do, I used to love working in hospitality, and there's a lot of, you know, similarities, so.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have like a bed and breakfast somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
right?
And
you know,
I'm torn between having like a nice cozy bed and breakfast or having a ranch with like alpacas on it.
Oh my God, okay, so just yesterday I found this alpaca ranch that's about an hour away from Zagreb, and we're planning on going really soon because alpacas, yes, because alpacas. They're the cutest thing ever. Yes, I agree. I completely agree.
So alpacas, huh? What's up? You don't like alpacas?
I don't know. They didn't enter my mind.
They're like more. They're like more adorable llamas that don't spit on you. They just cuddle.
They can't spit.
I know, but they're not as aggressive as llamas are. Llamas are, you know.
I'm in the process of getting a puppy, so I'm in the packing mood. So.
Aw.
I have a new puppy.
You have a new puppy?
So I now have 2 Ridgebacks and I now have a wiener dog.
A wiener dog. Oh, adorable.
And his name is Burek.
That's the perfect name for a wiener dog.
There's a wiener dog called Burek.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Buro, but I call him Burek. So
like I'd probably call her.
Bosnian joke.
Yeah, but you know, if it was a female dog, I'd probably call her like Debrecinka.
Something like that.
That'd be really great.
But
Have you met my dog? I have a dog. Do you know I have a dog?
No, I don't know you have a dog.
I have an American Stafford. She's gorgeous.
Staffy.
Yeah, her name is Misty, and I love her, and she's amazing.
Staffy.
Because, you know, when life isn't too complicated with having your own company and 2 kids, you get a dog.
Of course. And cats.
And cats, yeah.
All right. A couple more questions.
Okay.
Actually, one more question, then we're getting into the nitty-gritty, are we going to be friends or not stuff.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So, what is the biggest misconception people have about social media? What do you think the biggest misconception is?
I think I can honestly say, because I'm very active on social media, I've built my following over the past 4 years on Instagram. When people say it's easy.
It is not easy.
There is nothing easy, especially not about building your personal brand and having like really good engagement and really good reach and actually having this kind of rapport with your followers and making a community as opposed to just huge ass numbers. Am I allowed to say huge ass? Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I'll allow it.
Okay.
We're talking about donkeys here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Huge donkey numbers.
I love it.
Yeah. You know, you hear all of these buzzwords and everything, organic growth, etc., but unless you actually sit down and do the work, you have no idea how much time it consumes, how much energy, how much, honestly, sometimes you feel like you're going to lose your mind, especially when you're working on something as delicate as what I do, because I work with women in like the most vulnerable time of their lives.
And you make one mistake and that's it. They're not
Exactly.
even going to consider giving anyone a second chance.
Especially in today where like cancel culture is really strong. And you have this, it's like a very thin line in between being your own person, which people want. They want to see your opinions. They want to see you as a person, but also curated so you don't cross a personal line.
Yeah.
And it needs really thick skin, and it needs a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of learning new stuff. And there's nothing easy about social media.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest.
We've both done, in our lives, we've both been both community managers and social media marketing people.
Yeah.
And it's never easy.
Never.
Including like, I used to work social media for a nightclub where your job's pretty much just talk to DJs so you can get their quotes on Instagram posts of half-naked girls and guys on the beach, right?
Yeah.
And even that gets really hard when you realize, okay, that's great, but every other club's also doing that.
The same thing.
So why are they following you and not someone else?
Yeah, and not only that, not only why are they following, but at the end, if you're having social media to, like people think, okay, so I'm an influencer. That is the least of what I do. My social media is my channel for selling my products and for educating women.
Yeah.
That is my channel. So my last kind of thought in my head needs to be not will they follow me, but will they see value in what I'm doing enough to maybe buy a course or book a consult? So that's my end game. It's not a follower. Like I don't care about the number of followers because I could have 10 times more followers than I have now, but if nobody's buying what I'm selling or if nobody is putting value in my work, it doesn't mean anything.
Exposure doesn't pay the bills.
Exactly. What I need is people understanding the value of what I do and wanting to invest in that and in themselves.
That is, I like that misconception that you put forward.
Yeah.
I agree with it. Right. Now we're moving into fight territory.
Oh, okay. So is this gonna be like the thing that's gonna decide if we're gonna have coffee after this, or
No,
if
we're
you're
gonna
gonna
have
leave?
coffee anyway.
Okay,
it's
okay.
just gonna be, are we arguing or not during coffee?
Okay. I mean, probably yes, but okay.
Probably yes. So, to start off, I think I already know the answer, but we're still gonna ask it. Reading the book or seeing the movie?
I'm a bookworm. I love movies, but I'm a bookworm.
Same.
So I'm always gonna pull the book out before the movie, or if I watch the movie, I'm gonna read the book afterwards if I like the movie.
And realize the book is better.
Yeah, I'm a bookworm.
Yeah. So, actually, before, or we can do it after. You'll explain yourself after. No,
Okay.
a lot less daunting than you think it is.
Okay.
Egypt or Croatia?
This is the worst question ever. Like, I grew up in Egypt. Egypt's my home. This is where I was born.
That's why we need the preface
You don't understand.
and the background.
Like, I named one of my sons. Like, you can't do this to me. Okay, I'm gonna say Croatia just because at this point of my life, I'm choosing to live here because it's a better fit for my lifestyle. And I actually really love Croatia. And the things I don't like about Croatia are very similar to the things I don't like about Egypt. Because, bureaucracy, corruption, etc.
All of the standard things that make a Balkan country.
But I miss the sunshine, and I miss always knowing it's going to be really good weather. Because if I have one more rainy weekend, after a week of sunshine,
I love rainy weekends.
You do not have an active toddler and an active dog. Who?
I have 3 active dogs.
You do not have a toddler. No, like I need. Oh, he's the toddler. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. Yeah. So weather-wise and food-wise, Egypt, but life-wise, Croatia.
Yeah,
I mean, we go once or twice a year, so it's okay. I have a balance.
I have to revisit Egypt. I haven't been in like 12 years, but I just remember it being like 40 degrees, but I wasn't sweating because it wasn't humid and disgusting and sticky.
Yeah, it depends where you are.
Yeah, I think at that time we were. I think that was when we were sightseeing around Karnak or something.
Yeah. Then that's a bit better.
Yeah. But all right, so you've chosen.
I've chosen Croatia. Yeah. Ask me in a couple of years if that's gonna come bite me in the ass.
Photos or videos?
Photos. I feel more comfortable taking photos and being on photos. But if I'm taking, I like videos more as a memory because I like to rewatch videos, especially of my boys and my husband and everything. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
I'm actually gonna go with cats on
Wrong.
this one. No, I love dogs and I've grown up with dogs, but there's something about the cat's independency that I really enjoy. And they always have like these really, like, their personalities are always so that's not a word I can use. Wait, I have to find something polite. They're always very specific, and I kind of like the fact that they're so freaking weird.
And Karen-y. Cats are Karens.
Yeah, yeah, they can.
They're not always
Yeah,
Karen.
but I love dogs. I love dogs, and I love the unconditional love you get from a dog, which you will never get from a cat. So it's a hard choice, but kind of character-wise, I would choose a cat.
I mean, I like cats, but in the last couple of years, I realized by going to our friend's place that I'm actually probably allergic to cats, seeing as my nose gets stuffy and my eyes start watering and close when I pet cats.
Maybe you're allergic to the friend.
Doubt it. Possibly, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because it also, both times it happened, it coincided with me snuggling their cat.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably the cat.
You should get that tested just in case, though. But
I
okay.
should. I really need to start proofreading these questions. Christmas or your birthday?
Oh, my birthday. I'm a birthday person.
Me too.
I have a birthday month. This is my birthday month, actually. The moment we're doing this video, this is my birthday month. So.
See, I say I prefer my birthday. I intentionally try to do nothing for my birthday.
Hey.
It's October, so if I'm late with editing, it's fine.
Yeah.
Say it's
No, it's not October. No. But this is my birthday. What the hell? Guys, come on. No.
To October. I'm allergic to October.
No. I love Christmas, but my birthday is like, it's a whole thing. It's a month, it's a day, it's a week, it's an everything. I get really angry if, like, my husband doesn't tell me 30 times a day on my birthday, happy birthday,
All right.
It's a thing, it's a thing.
It's
like,
a thing. No.
Not
it's
all
all
of
right.
us are always stable, come on.
I was there for a reason.
I was born on the 27th of December. So when you were a kid-
My son as well.
Oh, cool. It's
So you
fun
only get
when
one.
you're young. When you're young, it's fun. You get all the presents.
I
for
have a
Christmas
worse
and for
one.
birthday. But now when you're older, you get socks. You get one pair of socks.
Dude, I'd be happy with getting socks.
Yeah, socks are a great
If
present,
there's
but okay.
socks with stupid prints on them, like the ones I have
The
with
problem
killer
I
whales on
have
them.
with my son is he's the first grandchild on both sides, and he's born on the 27th of December as well. So first you have like Saint Nick's, and then you have the whole Advent with getting a chocolate every single day, and then you have Christmas, and then you have his birthday, and then you have New Year's, which is also my grandfather's birthday, and he loves his only child on that side of the family. So after every December, my son just comes up for the past couple of years, Pressy. I'm like, no presents.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? No presents? I just got presents almost every day for the last month.
This isn't the part of our contract. What
Yes,
do you mean?
exactly. Then you have to have
Present now.
Then you have to have an intervention with a 3-year-old. Then you're,
I just imagine you sitting him down like, look, and you have the intervention
yeah. Like this is
sign hung up. Look, this has gone on long enough.
this has crossed the line.
We love you. We support you.
Yeah, but this is not something.
You're on your own now.
Yeah,
So we definitely don't like December. Okay, continue.
actually,
It's still better than having your birthday 2 days before Valentine's Day, because guess what kind of gifts I got my entire childhood?
hearts and roses.
Teddy bears with hearts, like, ugh.
Well, like my birthday's on like Independence Day, so what should I be getting, like flags and stuff?
No, just move to a different country.
Okay. Actually, I really like that because like my birthday is always a holiday, so I actually really like that.
So there's no excuse.
No, my birthday's just a random birthday.
Yeah. Save the date, by the way.
I think Mick Jagger was born on the 26th of July. So was our friend. Yeah, took me a second.
Yeah, my second son was born on the 2nd of February, 2022, so it's 2222222. And it's like a really, really good birthday.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. Logic or emotion? I also have a feeling I know the answer to this one, but
I'm an emotional gal, so I'm gonna go with emotion.
wrong. Wrong.
Shocker!
Wrong.
I know.
No. Angry client or angry coworker?
Oh, I'm gonna say angry coworker.
No, I'd go with. Oh, okay, yeah. In
Because,
your case,
because
in your case, definitely.
since my only coworker is my husband, that's an anger I've learned to handle, and it goes both ways. Angry client, rather not. I don't like pregnant women being angry with me. So
Makes sense. Nobody likes angry pregnant women.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with angry coworker.
Everyone's scared of angry pregnant
And when my
women, I
husband
think.
watches this, I love you. I love you so much.
Hero or anti-hero?
If I say anti-hero, I'm like such a millennial.
You're edgy.
Yeah, and it's just such pick-me energy. So I'm just gonna go with hero, and then I'm gonna add a really, really like sentence. I'm gonna say because we're all the heroes of our own story. I know. No, I'm joking.
I'm just gonna go with anti-hero.
Now I'm gonna say hero because I think the anti-hero, especially as a trope in books lately, it's become what heroes were like 15 years ago. So I'm gonna go back to being a hero, just
Yeah, just to switch it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Everyone's like
I'm so different.
different with a very prominent
Dark,
character flaw that they overcome.
And my dark, brooding backstory and my villain
It's-
origin story, and I'm like,
It's getting annoying.
Yeah.
Or the only thing I find worse than that is, it's always happened in anime, and now it started happening even more, where the villain who has been this heinous, worst person ever for like 95% of the story, just randomly gets a redemption arc because he's sad his mom left him when he was a kid.
Oh, let's not get into Snape right now. Yeah, I hate that because it's like it annuls all of the really, really bad things they've done, and we're all like, this person was a molester, but he's so sweet and nice, and his mommy was mean to him. She didn't hug him enough, so that was why he was an awful person and killed people. Yeah, how about no? So I'm gonna go with hero.
Yeah, okay. In that sense, yeah. We're moving on to, wait. Before we go.
Yeah.
Favorite Harry Potter book?
Okay, book, because you asked book, not movie. I'm gonna go with number 4, so Goblet of Fire, because
I never liked, actually, no.
I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I have a reason why it's my favorite. It's an
the
awesome
book is
book.
awesome.
The movie, I don't like it. The book,
No.
I love. The book, I love.
The book, definitely.
The movie is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, for me, it's actually the first one just because of the sentimental value.
Yeah, the worst movie by far is The Order of the Phoenix.
I have to agree. No, I have to agree with Order of Phoenix. It's boring as hell.
Because
And half the important thing is just thrown out of it.
half of it's thrown out of it.
I mean, sorry, do you remember reading about the borough burning down? No. I watched this in the 6th movie.
Whatever.
True, but still, the only redeeming quality about the 5th Harry Potter movie was the fact that Umbridge was played so well that I still hate that woman to death.
Yeah.
But everything else was
But generally, even in the book, that's still my least favorite Harry Potter book, just because generally, in the grand scheme of
it was very boring.
absolutely nothing happened.
Nothing of any real big importance happened. I agree.
Nothing.
I agree.
They were angry at Harry because he did something he wasn't supposed to.
Oh,
like
I think it was just like a puberty book. Like everybody's
Literally.
hormones are wild.
I guess JK tried to write a teenage romance novel and realized she's not cut out for it.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Oh my God. Okay, let's go on to the next question.
We're moving on to closers now.
Okay, good.
We're almost done. You're safe.
I'm safe.
You're safe. What is your proudest accomplishment?
This is gonna really, really sound cliche. But honestly, it is my kids, but not because of, my kids are perfect, but because my kids, the second one is he's small, so I can't really say, but he's a great baby. But my toddler is so awesome. I would drink coffee with that kid every day. He's amazing.
Good.
And honestly, being a person who thought I would never be able to have kids because of my health, having 2 healthy, amazing kids, and meanwhile doing the job I love with the man I love is a dream come true. So I'm pretty proud of my life.
Sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Thank you.
So now you're good for the part with the coworker.
Oh, I'm gonna say angry coworker.
No, I'd go with. Oh, okay, yeah. In
Because,
your case,
because I love you.
see, you made it. You made up for it.
Yeah.
Just the sheer fact that you said I don't have to edit.
Babe,
Now I've said it myself. Cool.
I'm so happy it wasn't me.
Right?
It wasn't me. Yeah.
By the way, that's the first one
Yes,
in 3 episodes.
Yes.
You're just beeping that out. I don't care. You're leaving it in. Okay, so how would your parents describe what you do for a living?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so my mom knows exactly what I do. She's very connected to what I do because she kind of does something very similar. So she also works with women, and she's a yoga instructor, and she does a lot of holistic health things, etc. So she's also a doula from recently. She was my doula on my second birth. So she knows what I do. My dad, on the other hand, is very proud of me. However, I think that if you asked him to explain what I did, he'd probably describe me as a midwife and say that I do something on my computer all the time. That would probably...
Which, I mean...
It's not far off, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but it's...
But yeah, his general idea is she works with pregnant women and she writes a lot. That's his general idea. Which is not a lie. So
it isn't that far off.
If you ask my granddad, on the other hand, that would be interesting. I'd like to hear that. I'll ask him and then I'll tell you.
All right, sounds good. Who would you want to play you in a movie about your life?
Can it be like a person who's older than me? I can.
Yes.
Okay,
obviously.
so 100% Taylor Swift. 100%.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, 100%.
Do we want T Swift energy in your life?
I want T Swift energy in my life forever.
All right, fair enough. Who would I want? I want Galifianakis to play me.
I can see that. Yeah, I can understand why.
I need the chaotic energy.
Yeah, I need the kind of.
Huh?
No, you know. For me, I need the kind of slightly awkward, really tall white girl who still accomplished a lot, even though people said she wouldn't energy.
And I get to be awkward, but now I'm so successful, it's cool. Energy.
Exactly. That's it. That's the energy I need, and that's why I need Tay-Tay.
And I'm going to end it on this question officially or unofficially. I don't really care. It's my podcast. I can do what I want. If you were the ruler of your own kingdom, empire, country, whatever you want to do, what would be the first law you would make? Whether it being outlawing something or making something legal or decreeing something is mandatory.
I didn't go into politics for this reason.
I'll give you two. I'll give you
free bubble teas for everyone. No.
Yeah, I was about to say you can try to have a serious answer.
No. I would
joke question.
Free bubble teas for everyone. No, but what I actually would is I would invest a lot of money into quality free healthcare and childcare and education. That would be the pillars I would base my society on. And I'm not saying free healthcare like we're used to. I'm actually free quality healthcare and free quality childcare and education system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I think you can understand why. It's part of my work, and it's part of what I see on a daily basis in my private and business life. So that's. Yeah,
I'm all for an education overhaul.
Oh yeah, and it needs to start from kindergarten, honestly.
Because I work part-time as a teacher in a programming school with kids, right? Mm-hmm. And I have 4 groups, so 40, 50 kids. All of them are smart. And some of them are older, so they have computer science in school. And I just see what they're learning for computer science in school. It's a lot better than what I was taught in school, in primary school. But it's still so bad.
Yeah, but it's not even just what is taught, it's just how it's taught as well. Yeah, one thing that frustrates me so much is imagine, we take these 7-year-old kids who are full of energy and curiosity, and we force them into these chairs and desks for hours and hours on end, forcing them to have the same kind of focus and energy every time of the day and interest in various subjects. And we force them to ask for permission to go to the bathroom, which is a bodily function.
I think you and I, given how our brains work, we never work cut out.
No, we never work cut out for that. And kids like us, we're mostly she's smart or he's smart, he has potential.
But he's so lazy.
He's so lazy, or she can't really focus, or she loses her track of interest. Well, maybe try not forcing a 7-year-old sit in a chair for 5 hours and have to ask for permission to go to the bathroom. It's not normal.
You mentioned that part being an issue. I can do you one better. So. Consistency in education as well. Let me put it like this. 8th grade of primary school, right? Or 7th grade. I wouldn't know. So obviously, I didn't go to the greatest of primary schools. We never learned tenses in Croatian because our teacher was sad because something personal happened to her. So she was either sad or drunk. And we just never learned tenses in primary school.
Oh, fun.
So I got to high school, And you get your first Croatian exam, and someone's like,
And you fail.
Write the artist of this, like
The what? No, but it's not just that. The consistency of all schools, it's so frustrating because like you're signing up for high school, and to this day and age, you have to be like perfect in everything to even get into a high school.
To even get on the list to see if you're gonna get accepted.
And then you realize the high school, the elementary school you went to and I went to and you guys went to has completely different professors, and we learn completely different things. Like for me, I knew I would excel at Croatian because I had an amazing Croatian teacher. But like with math and chemistry, we barely did anything.
I had a big physics teacher, and that was it.
You know? But it's just this thing you're saying, consistency. We all start off and it's expected to have the exact same when we have different backgrounds, but not also that. For me, it's frustrating when you look at like gymnasia as such. You're expected to have the same amount of interest and talent for math and foreign languages and music and history of art.
17 other subjects.
Exactly. It's awful.
That's why IB is great.
No, but
like,
but
International Baccalaureate.
Yeah,
right?
but you know how frustrating it is. Like if you're tone deaf. You're tone deaf, and you're supposed to have a good grade from music class.
I know.
It's hilarious. It's like, or gym, like, or what's it called? Physical education. How can somebody who is inclined to physical, like,
someone who's an athlete
be judged the same as a person who's like naturally clumsy? Hi. Hi. Like, I felt personally victimized by our school system in terms of like physical education and other things. Like.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage, yeah.
Where's my slipper?
Yeah, like to this day and age, I have this fear of even playing any type of sports because I'm afraid of being ridiculed because I'm clumsy. And turns out I'm not even that clumsy. I just, never had kind of like a safe space to enjoy physical activities.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Okay, so this was fun.
So this was fun, ending on a really positive note here.
I think this was great. Like, I think this was a really great conversation.
Last thing I will ask of you before we close this out,
Okay.
seeing as you're the first guest so far to actually have something to plug directly, plug your handles, socials, whatever. What's your Instagram? What's your website? What's this? What's that?
Okay, so my Instagram is una.bridged, like unabridged.
Got it.
And that's also my web. I currently have a blog, but we're making a remake for the whole, because it's going to be a website, because I'm expanding. So it's going to be una-bridged.com. That's going to be the new website now, because we're expanding as a brand. And for everything else, if you follow me there, you can see the other projects coming to life in a couple of months.
Awesome. Perfect.
That's it.
And
Thank
that's
you.
it, folks. See you next time, I guess.
Bye.
Bye.